Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Shadow Hunters Paranormal Investigation and Events podcast, where we talk about anything that is haunted locations, creepy stories, movie reviews, and just pretty much anything in the paranormal. I am your host, Nick Sarlo, along with
Patrick Corellis.
There's Patrick over there. And if you guys look, we're both wearing, kind of if you can see, Michael Myers shirts, which means today's video is all about Halloween Ends. The movie that a lot of people didn't like for some apparent reason, which I still don't understand why. Yes, we're going to be doing our movie review on Halloween Ends. As you can tell, I have all the stuff on the table over here. Pat, what did you think of Halloween Ends?
Well, first I just want to say, if you haven't seen it, spoiler alert, you could
Yes.
watch it first and then come back to our episode. So just letting everyone know. I thought it was good. I saw it with my brother and my family friends, and I was out in Virginia, and I thought it was good. I liked it. The beginning scene was like, whoa, like with Corey, and when he was babysitting and the little kid that falling, or not really, he didn't really push him per se, but it was just, trying to get out, a bratty kid. But I thought it was good. I liked what they did. I liked how they referenced things from the original Halloween from 1978. I thought it was good. I mean, I know people didn't like it, but I liked it.
Yeah, I thought the movie was good. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little weird that Michael, I guess you can say he had an accomplice do his dirty work for him.
Yeah.
And I think it depends on where you see it, because when I saw Halloween Ends, we actually saw it in the 4DX theater in Gurney. And the seats were moving, and anytime Michael stabbed somebody or whatever, like stuff would spray in your face. So it was a little bit different experience. So then I did watch it again on Peacock. And I don't know, I did like the way that they said a final goodbye to the whole Michael and Laurie story. It's over, it's done with, which is good, which a lot of movies right now need to do. They just need to end. That's it, no more. But because a lot of people, especially Hollywood, they can't think of new stuff, they go back to the same old beginning movies and try to restart stuff. For example, Rob Zombie's The Monsters, how we started making a remake of that, which probably the same thing as Halloween. I was not a fan of Rob Zombie's version. That was terrible.
Yeah.
When Michael got stabbed, he made him talk and say, ow. Who does that? Michael doesn't say, ow, or ugh, or he doesn't moan. He's just silent. That is Michael Myers. But I can understand he tried to make it his own way, but he failed miserably.
Yeah, and I feel the same way. The only Halloween movie that I've never seen out of all of them with the remix was Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I've never seen it. I heard it was, yeah, that's what I heard. I heard it was bad. Eventually I'll probably watch. I mean, I've seen everything. I've even seen Halloween 3 Seasons of the Witch, which I like that one. It's its own cool standalone movie, but Halloween Kills to Halloween Ends, the way that there's different timelines. The Kills ends in the 2018 Halloween, and then the H2O timeline, and then the 2, 4, 5, 6 timeline. I think different timelines, but I think the H40, I think they call it H40 timeline, 40 years later, from 78 to 2018, and those three. I think they did a good job. And I think they, like you said, I think they did a good job with Halloween Ends, just like ending the Laurie Michael connection, that whole storyline together. But yeah, definitely interesting. I thought it was weird where he was just kind of hanging out and under the bridge in that weird tunnel thing.
Yeah.
But
Like some of the parts I didn't get, but then some of the parts I did get. So I know a lot of people were mad. They're like, "Oh, you only see Michael Myers for so many times and blah blah blah." But if you watch the original Halloween, you actually only see Michael Myers for about 10 minutes total. That's it. But when you watch Halloween Kills, or I'm sorry, Halloween Ends, it's actually in there for about 15 minutes. So yeah, it's 5 minutes more, but I still feel that it's had the same creep factor as the first Halloween, where he's like, he's there. And I think that's where they wanted to kind of position Corey as Corey's the new stalker for Laurie Strode. And what a lot of people don't understand too, I mean, yeah, I thought it was really weird with like I said in the beginning, with Corey being the new Michael Myers and everything. But what people don't understand, I don't think, is if you watch the first Halloween, the 1978 version, and you watch the credits, it says The Shape. Okay? It doesn't say Michael Myers. All right, no, I take that back. It does say Michael Myers. It says Michael Myers, age 6, I think, and then Michael Myers, age 21, because they do show his picture. But when he has that mask on, he's called The Shape. So in Halloween Ends, it's as if, because Laurie has said it before, evil will take on a new shape. Hint, hint. That should tell you right there that, hey, Corey is the new Michael, which I can understand with, Blumhouse Pictures, what he tried to do, the director. And I kind of liked how they went that way and kind of showed everything behind Corey's eyes. Yeah, Michael was still there, but it was kind of nice that they did change it up a little bit.
yeah,
And what a lot of people are like, yeah, Michael Myers wasn't in the beginning of the movie. This was terrible. This is horrendous. How was he not in the beginning? I think a lot of people missed the picture of what Laurie first said when the movie started. I have a new life. I'm not worried anymore. I need to get on with my life. This is what I need to do now. I bought a new house and all this kind of stuff. So you're picturing the story behind Laurie Strode's eyes. So that's why there's really nothing going on. That's what the movie was trying to do.
yeah, that's a good point you bring up, because seeing what Laurie's point of view is, Jamie Lee Curtis, and just the fact that, okay, she went through what happened to her 40 something years ago, and then they show in the Halloween 2018 how she's just got a trap house just waiting, which I thought was interesting that they did that, because it's like, okay, 40 years you're still doing that, and he's been in prison. So, but look what happened. He ended up coming out and finding her, and then to Halloween Ends. Well, I mean, Halloween Kills is before that, but with Halloween Ends, to where it shows Laurie just living her life and just moving forward and everything, then everything that happened with Michael. So I like how they did that, how they kind of just showed, okay, let's show her point of view, how she's doing, and her family members, her granddaughter and whoever. But it's definitely interesting. And then I liked at the end how she was taking care of her granddaughter because of what happened to her daughter. But
Right, and honestly, I didn't think so. Going into Halloween Ends, I honestly didn't think that her daughter Karen did die. I thought it was just like, something happened and she just couldn't get in touch with her daughter. But right at the beginning of the movie, they're like, yeah, Karen died, and I was like, oh, well, never mind then. I guess she did. So yeah, it does show that Laurie is taking care of her granddaughter. She is the grandma and all that kind of stuff, and then I kind of feel that it is a little bit Laurie's fault what Corey tried to do, because she brought Corey to the hospital to get his hand fixed after those douchebag, like I can't stand those people. Those douchebags knocked him over. They were making fun of him at the gas station and all that kind of stuff. And he fell on like his, I think it was like chocolate milk or something like that.
Yeah.
And he had, the glass in his hand and all that. And Lori saw the whole thing. But I can also kind of see that Lori started feeling bad for him. It was almost kind of like she knew what was going on, like maybe back in her childhood or something. Not necessarily her childhood, but it's weird how it all mixes in there. Is what I'm trying to say. Like you have Corey that was made fun of, Michael Myers, and all this kind of stuff. So it's kind of like Lori saw that and it's like, oh well, you know what? I'm gonna help this kid out. And then she takes him to the hospital, and who's there? Our granddaughter Allison. And then they started all that kind of stuff, and then she takes him to that bar. They do the weird, wild dance scene and all that. But a fun fact that many of you may not know: the guy who flashes Corey is actually the original Michael Myers from 1978. So
Yeah, I love all the little hints that they do in like Halloween Ends back to the first one. I think even like the intro credits with like the pumpkin, they did that, didn't they? Was it that one that they did that where they zoomed in on the pumpkin? That was
Yeah, well,
different
for
pumpkins.
Halloween Ends, yeah, they did the different pumpkins on the opening credits. But what was really cool though is if you notice, the credits were all in blue. By the credits being in blue, it was actually in blue and the same font as they did in Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, which was all about Michael Myers' masks. Or not his mask, but like you had the pumpkin, the witch, and the skeleton. So when you put those two things together, it's like, is it the mask that is evil and is making these people do the, murdering Corey and all that? So like, for example, Corey goes in there, which I did kind of laugh at this part. He goes in there, he beats Michael. He's like, I need your mask. I'll be back. And then, he crawls out of a little hole, and Michael's like, fuck no, that's my mask. And so I don't know if that's where they were kind of taking Halloween Ends, was kind of like a Season of the Witch type thing, Halloween 3, which if they did would make perfect sense, because in 1978 and then 1981 when they made Halloween 2, when Michael Myers was in the hospital, they were supposed to end it there, and that's why they made Season of the Witch. They're like, that's it, no more Michael Myers, we're done.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's what they tried to do with this one or not.
Yeah, and I know people were complaining about like Michael when he was getting beat up in a way, but you got to keep in mind that he's in his 60s, I think, maybe even older. I think he's older than Laurie, I believe. So he's probably even in his 70s in that movie as a character. So he's an old man. I mean, he's not young anymore like it was in 1978. So you got to keep that in mind. It's 40 plus years later.
And in 1978, he was 21.
Oh, 21,
so
okay.
40, 50, 60. So, yeah, around 61 years. I mean, and if you guys watched Halloween Kills, he got his ass beat and all that. Which, I'm sorry, guys, but I hated Halloween Kills. That one I did not like. I thought it was terrible. But we're not talking about Halloween Kills. We're talking about Halloween Ends. And I don't know. I thought the way that they were portraying Laurie and Michael and how the story finally ends was good. Like, especially at the ending scene. For those of you that have seen the movie, hopefully you have. And like Pat said earlier, spoiler alert, at the end of the movie, it shows all around Laurie's house. But it's all peaceful. It's daytime, not nighttime. And if you guys remember the 1978 version, they show all around, I think it's like Tommy Doyle's house or whatever, and you hear Michael breathing in the background, and then you hear, you hear the original music back there. That gives you like, uh-oh, it's not over. I know he's here, he's somewhere. But then in Halloween Ends, it's nothing. It's just pure silence. looking all through everything. You hear birds chirping in the background, and then you see Michael's mask on the coffee table.
Yeah, that was like saying, putting an end to it. It's done. Um, definitely interesting. I don't know where it would rank in all my Halloweens. Obviously, the original 1978 is my favorite, but I thought it was pretty good. It's probably in the middle of my rankings, not towards the top, not towards the bottom, probably in the middle of all the Halloweens. But I thought it was good. But
Yeah, I still have to say, just like you, Halloween 1, still my favorite, always will be. After that, though, I really wish they would have kept Halloween 2, the original Halloween 2, not Rob Zombie's, whatever that was. Where Michael's in the hospital. Because imagine being in a hospital, it's dark. I mean, it
yeah,
was weird that there really wasn't any patients or anything like that, but it's dark, and then you have Michael Myers, a crazy serial killer, just roaming the halls of the hospital. Like, that creeps me out.
yeah, I think they could have kept Halloween 2 as part of that timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been Halloween 1, Halloween 2, and then the Halloween 2018 one, I think it was. I think, Halloween 2 still fits in that storyline. But the other thing that was interesting, I know, and like, I don't remember if it was Halloween or Halloween Kills, where they kind of like debunked, oh, what, didn't they say that he was your brother or something? And she's like, no, that's all made up. So I thought that
Yeah,
was
it was supposed
interesting.
to be. Yeah, because that's when Allison and that other guy are walking in the Halloween 2018. And it's like, oh, yeah, it's because she goes, yeah, Halloween's kind of weird for my family and all that. And he's like, yeah, wasn't Michael Myers like her brother? And they're like, no, that was just a rumor that they came up with and all that. I do kind of wish they kept it in there, though.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't know. I still think Halloween Ends was good, and everybody has their own opinion. I know everybody has a right to their own opinion,
Mhm.
but I still feel that people shouldn't give it that much hate because it
Yeah.
wasn't. They're like, oh, this was the worst movie. It wasn't the worst movie. Like, I've seen worse movies, and
Yeah.
that's what I would say. Have you seen Rob Zombie's version? You know?
Yeah.
um, and there's actually, and what's really cool with Halloween Ends is they actually did a lot of secrets in there to older movies. So another fun fact is when Corey is babysitting and he's watching that kid, they're actually watching The Thing on TV, and The Thing was originally written by John Carpenter. So I thought that was really cool when they kind of did like a thing for him. There's actually a whole list of stories that I'm looking up on here right now about like hidden details and stuff like that. And then in the 1978 version, with when Laurie Strode and she's watching Tommy Doyle, they're watching The Thing, but that one was not written by John Carpenter. That was just a long time ago before then. Um, so it's just kind of cool that they showed that in the movie, kind of like to portray him and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I do want to say though, I kind of want that scarecrow mask that Corey was wearing.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that when
I
I.
can't find it anywhere. I tried looking on Amazon. I tried looking all over, and it's not there. If you guys know where it is and where I can get one, leave it in the comment section below. I would love to get one.
Yeah, that'd be
Not to
cool.
be weird with, but just to have.
Forgot about that mask. Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of scary too.
Mhm.
Um, and another cool detail is in Halloween Ends, you see a point where Corey is hiding, not really hiding, but he's in plain sight and he's looking up towards Laurie's window. That's an ode to the 1978 version when Michael Myers was in Mr. Riddle's backyard looking up at Laurie. And that's when Annie goes, or that's when Laurie's like, yeah, Mr. Riddle was watching me. And Annie goes, Mr. Riddle's 87. Laurie's like, well, he can still watch. Well, that's probably all he can do. I don't know. There's just a lot of funny stuff that was in Halloween Ends and all that. I'm trying to see what else there was. Oh, that was the one big one. in the final fight scene between Laurie and Michael in Halloween Ends, Michael stabs Laurie with a kneading needle. Not needle. The hell's a needle? With a kneading. I can't even say it now. Oh my god. Kneading needle. There we go. And in the original 1978 version, Laurie stabs Michael with that needle. So it's kind of like Michael's like, "Hey, I remember this," and then goes ahead and stabs her. But all in all, I think Halloween Ends was great. I thought it was a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, people can have their opinion on anything they want to. So yeah.
The other thing I liked, do you remember in Laurie's kitchen, she had like a picture of her and Linda and Annie?
Annie, yeah.
Yeah, I like that picture. I was like, oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, and she goes, like he killed a lot of my friends or something like that. I don't remember. Or that might have even been an H2O. But yeah, they do reference Linda and Annie a lot too
Mm-hmm.
in the movies. I always thought Annie was hilarious. Especially in the 1978 version when they're all walking home before they see Michael. And they're talking to Annie and they're like, the only reason she babysits is to have a place to, and then Laura's like, shit. Annie's like, I have a place for that. She's like, no, I forgot my fucking chemistry book.
Oh, yeah. Remember that.
I don't know, it was little things like that I would laugh. Like, I love horror movies, but I also like finding the comedy in them too. Like Chucky, I laugh at. Like, I can't take that as a horror.
Chucky's funny, and I love the TV series Chucky. It's even, yeah, it's good. That's the other thing. They're doing TV series now. Like they're doing the Chucky TV series, which I kind of like. They're doing a Friday the 13th TV series that shows what happened when Jason was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole, like, everything that happened up to, like, drowning and all that stuff. So I'm wondering if they're ever going to do, like, a Halloween series, like, maybe, I don't know, Michael Myers as a kid before he killed
Going
his
through,
sister.
like, the asylum and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, or growing up in prison, or, I don't know, just things like that. Like, I always wonder, but I don't know. You never know. It'd be interesting. Or what was Laurie Strode up to between if they do something like that, what was she up to between the 40 years between the movies too, that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I think these series are interesting that they're trying to do, but hopefully they don't ruin them.
It'll be interesting to see. But I did hear, and I could be wrong, but I could have swore I heard something about like they were going to make a Halloween series on Peacock.
Oh, really?
But I don't know. Like, it might have just been a thing that they were talking about or anything like that. And the one thing I didn't realize, did you know there's Halloween books?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, there's Halloween books that you can read and all that. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. Now, the one thing I do want to try is they have Halloween games on the computer where Michael is chasing you. I kind of want to get one. That would be a fun podcast to do, where we could play it and then our reaction, see if we get scared.
Jeez. My brother has a Freddy vs. Jason trivia game, and it's all the Friday the 13th and all the Halloweens before these new ones. And you have to guess, like, it shows a picture of a character, and you have to say, was this one of Jason's victims? Was this one of Michael's victims? And what movie was it in? And how did they die? And you get points from that. It's pretty cool, but it's a fun game that we always play.
I'd be able to do the Halloween one. I don't know about the Jason. I mean, I watched a couple of the Friday the 13th, but I was never really a Jason fan. Like, Michael Myers was just the best because, I don't know, he was silent, he got right to the point, and that's it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, for Halloween Kills, ends, just to, now we can get the views, kills and then ends. But Halloween...
Oops. Turn my phone off.
Yeah, Halloween Ends, just going back to that, I think I liked it. Just going the way they did the storyline, and I wasn't bored at all during it. Didn't fall asleep. It kept me active and watching it while I was in the theater. So, and I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to watch it in theater instead of Peacock because I did see Halloween Kills in Peacock, and I don't know. I was like, I want to watch this one in theater just to get that experience. This is the last one, but I liked it.
Yeah, I thought it was good, and then that's it. No more Laurie and Michael, and I mean, if they did do another Halloween, obviously those two wouldn't be in it. Maybe Michael's mask, but then again, it goes to the point of uh, evil changes shape, and Laurie says that numerous times throughout Halloween Ends.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
maybe we'll see somebody else. Obviously, it's not going to be Corey, but I did think at the end was good, but I could have swore something that they were going to do was when they put Michael in that disposal that he was going to reach out one more time, grab Laurie's leg, and that was it.
Yeah,
But
something like that.
they didn't do that. So, but that would have been pretty cool if they didn't. But I still like the way it ended and everything like that. And I saw this thing on TikTok, and if they would have did this, it would have been a lot better. At the end of the movie, where they show like all the different areas and all that kind of stuff, and then you see Michael Myers' mask on the coffee table.
Yeah.
Somehow, I don't know how they did this, but they zoomed in on Michael's mask, and if you look in the corner where he got stabbed, it shows silver shamrock. That little
okay.
from Halloween 3.
Yeah, that's right.
So I don't know. That would have been cool if they would have did that, but I don't know. I saw this. I saw it on TikTok. If I can find it, maybe I'll post it below, and then you guys can see it or watch. See it on our Facebook page.
I know they
But
still have his mask. It still has the hole from when Laurie punctured with the needle back in the '78 one, which I thought that was
yeah,
cool. But
yep, that is still there, and then it still shows Michael's eyes all screwed up from the bullet or not bullets because that was in Halloween 2 from the gunshot. But when he got his eye stabbed by Laurie with the hanger, when she was in the closet struggling, and then
and then he was like,
yep. And he's still trying to swing around. And that's why I liked Halloween 2, because when she shot him in the eye and you just see this blood just come from Michael's eye and he's still swinging and all this kind of stuff. And I don't know. Oh, well. I still like Halloween 2. I think it was really good. And then Halloween 1 is still definitely my favorite. I'm not going to lie, I did kind of like Halloween Resurrection with Buster Rhymes. And
oh, yeah.
I mean, it was kind of cheesy how he, popped in the end of the movie and he's like, trick or treat, motherfucker.
Yeah. And also, like, she had a son in H2O, and I wish they kind of I don't know, left H2O open, and then they did the 20 years later, then he's in there, the son, and then now it shows that she has a daughter too. I don't know. I just wish they continued those two because I liked H2O.
Right. Well, the thing though too is, remember, Laurie did have a daughter. She had Jamie Lloyd, played by Danielle Harris in Halloween 4 and 5. I've met Danielle Harris in real life. Sweetest, very, very short, but yeah, she was her daughter in Halloween 4 and 5, and then they finally killed her in Halloween 6, but it wasn't played by Danielle Harris. Halloween 6 was just weird, the way they went with it, with the whole devil design and all that kind of stuff. But I think that's where they got that from, was from Halloween 2, because when they're in the hospital, Dr. Loomis looks on the chalkboard and it says Sam Hain, which is Samhain for Halloween, and he's like, no, and he's like, oh, it's just gibberish, and Loomis is like, no, that means the Lord of the Dead. So it's kind of like all of a sudden Michael's going to start playing and that kind of stuff, and I don't know, it just went weird after that.
Yeah, it did.
But well, I think that does it for our Halloween Ends review. I don't know. Maybe go watch Halloween Ends again. Get it on Peacock. I know when the movie comes out on DVD, or I'm sorry, Blu-ray. Um, I'm still gonna go purchase it just because I still have all the Halloweens, even Rob Zombie's versions, just to have.
Yeah.
And I don't know, go watch it again and kind of see if you guys can notice like some of the fun things that we talked about. You know, like who the Flasher was that flashed Corey and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Have anything else to add?
Yeah, I guess just let us know what you guys think of Halloween Ends, and did you like it, not like it, and why? Just we're just curious to hear everyone's opinions on it and everything. But
Yeah, and like I said, guys, everybody has the right to their own opinion. So we're not going to judge anybody or anything like that. It's just that we liked it and some people didn't like it, but we were just kind of explaining the reasons why we liked it and everything. So thank you so much for watching or listening or downloading or wherever you're from, either Spotify or YouTube and all that fun stuff. Yeah, we're going to be doing our podcast every Monday. We're going to be trying to get these out quick. First season, we're only going to be doing 6 episodes, and then we will go into second, third, fourth season, depending on how well the show is taken and everything. So I'm Nick Sarlo, and that is Patrick Corellis over there. And I swallowed my water wrong. It's not COVID, I promise. And we will see you guys next time on the Shadowhunters Paranormal Investigation and Events
yep.
podcast.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Bye.